I was having a little bit of anxiety going back to the gym, because I kind of felt like every time I go there, I feel depressed because I'm not lifting enough. And I just had to kind of slap myself again and just go, you know what? We're going to go and we're just going to do some baby shit. Having a baby is great. However, this has been the most unhealthiest 2 months of my life. When I tell you the amount of sitting still, constantly not moving, the coddling of the baby, and the overall lack of sleep, I can say for sure it has definitely, in totality, took its toll on me and my girlfriend. But even with all that stuff, at the end of the day, I wouldn't change it for the world, because all those feelings melt away as soon as her little tiny hand holds my finger. All right, this is the baby that's here. She's just woke up from a nap. But with all that being said, that cycle of inactivity and eating poorly, that cycle ends today. And in this video, I'm going to outline you all the steps that I have been putting into place, because technically, I originally wrote this video when I was in the 6-week period, and thankfully, I've made some decent strides already, to the point where I'm training sometimes 4 times a week. There was even 1 week, was it last week, where I did 5 days. Even my girl this week for the first time got herself back in the gym as well. But to keep it simple, I'm going to basically talk as if I am back in week 6. So first things first, me at week 6, at this point, I had been going to the gym maybe once every 7 to 8 days if I was lucky, which basically meant every time I went to the gym, I felt like a newbie. Every time I was trying to move the weights, my bones felt brittle. I just felt overall I felt out of place and just felt very, very, very weak. So the first main thing I had to kind of accept is that I'm weaker. I'm almost like a new person. I had to kind of accept that, yeah, the gains may come back quicker, but as of right now, I am almost feeling like a newbie and I have to treat myself as such. So what I did was I went on my website and I basically went on my coaching form and basically filled it in as if I was a newbie. And after that, I submitted it to myself, which sounds crazy, and I basically just went through it and created a routine based off the feedback that I'd put in. And the reason why I did this is because this step allowed me to kind of distance myself from who I actually am and basically just kind of treat it as if I am literally like a new client that's coming to me. As some of the questions on the form are like, how often do you currently train? How much time do you currently have available? What's your current step count like? And once I started filling those in, it helped me kind of compartmentalize current TJ right now and fitness with TJ, which is the more fitter version of me, and it really did help. So in the end, what I had to do is, even though I hate training at home, I had to basically accept that I was not making it to the gym. Every time I kept hoping that I could go to the gym, something would always crop up, which is why I was only managing to go once every 7 to 8 days. So I kind of had to accept that as a bare minimum, I need to just set some little things in play. So what I did was every single day, take my daughter on the treadmill with me, like put her in the harness and just walk for like 30 minutes, because that would conk her out and she'd go to sleep. So it was like almost like a 2-in-1. It knocked her out, let her sleep, and it also got me moving more per day. Another simple one I did was I said either do a workout at home or at least do 20 push-ups or go to the gym, but the gym one was almost a myth at this point. So I'll just do 20 push-ups on the floor. Very, very simple. However, that does help little by little build up my strength. So that was my initial kind of steps of getting a little bit more active. Not leaps and bounds, but it definitely worked for me. And everyone kind of, apart from the treadmill bit, everyone can at least enact doing some sort of little thing at home. If I didn't have the treadmill, I would have done something like jumping jacks or like jogging on the spot. There's various little things you can do to kind of simulate that sort of vibe, or buy a walking pad, which are on sale at the moment for roughly around £120. So next up was the food. I was like, hey, this is probably one of the biggest areas, to be honest, because we eat more than we do train. So I was like, hey, so what we need to do now is get back to making real food. So I made sure to go as to a little and make sure we're buying like proper actual food. I even watched some of my old YouTube videos doing my grocery hauls just to kind of remind me of some of the good foods we used to buy, like outside of the meats, that's obvious. Just so I can kind of like refresh my brain, because I felt like that much of a out the loop that I felt like my brain cells almost forgot a section of fitness, which sounds crazy. So I watched some of my old full day of eating videos and some of my old grocery haul videos just to kind of give me a quick refresher of the typical things we used to buy at the low calorie items. And then to try and make sure that I was still having a high protein diet, I started taking my whey protein, well, clear whey protein. So I'll take the Vimto protein virtually every morning again. I was going to start using creatine, but I decided not to, because I said, I'm not allowing myself to use creatine or any major supplements outside of pre-workout until I am at least going to the gym 3 to 4 times a week, because I didn't want to be that person taking various gym supplements when I'm going to the gym like once every, like literally once a week. It just seemed too silly. And even when I introduced the push-ups every day, I felt like it wasn't enough activity to really justify really taking things like creatine. Even though creatine technically can just have quite a lot of benefits in regards to your brain. But that aside, I kind of decided that I only wanted to use more supplements when I'm actually more consistent in the gym again. And those are the simple things that I introduced for basically the first 3 weeks. So that was like week 6 to week 9. And then week 9 to like now, I have managed to up it to the point where I'm actually going to the gym on average 3 to 4 times per week, and it's getting closer to 4 on average. And one of the ways I was able to do this is the fact that our daughter now sleeps a little bit longer. Like there wasn't like once every 2 hours she's waking up. Like she's managing to sleep now like 4 to 5 hours, which means I was able to get more rest. Same with my girlfriend. So we managed to be a bit more alert. So I had more energy to risk going to the gym. But even then, I found for the first week of this, I was having a little bit of anxiety going back to the gym, because I kind of felt like every time I go there, I feel depressed because I'm not lifting enough. And I just had to kind of slap myself again and just go, you know what? We're going to go and we're just going to do some baby shit. And I went to the gym just doing primers. And by primers, I meant I'm just going to the gym. I was doing legs and chest together because I have not got the strength to do a full leg day. And chest isn't a massive muscle group. So I was like, let's put chest and legs together and a little bit of shoulders. And then I'll do a back day on its own because I love back day. And I'd basically just do that in a cycle. And if I'm being completely honest, I still kind of do that routine. I haven't gone back to doing like a push-pull legs or upper body, lower body routine yet. So of my 4 days, that's kind of it. So I do chest and legs, a back day, chest and legs and a back day. And that is what we're looking at right now, because I wanted to get my body used to just working to the point where I'm not getting ridiculous muscle soreness, and it's worked out. That has managed to get me from doing nothing or feeling anxiety about going to the gym and just accepting that I've got to build my body back up. And surely enough, it is starting to work, because I have definitely noticed that my body has started to build back up its muscular endurance and some of its strength. But firstly, it's the muscular endurance, because I was finding that my body was just getting way too sore within like around 25-30 minutes of training. And if you're wondering about duration, on average now, I'm in the gym probably about 1 hour and 20. Like if there's a very busy day, I'll be in and out much sooner than that. But on average, I'll be in there 1 hour and 20. And I have started to somewhat change my routine over the last week as well, where I am not doing the majority of it just purely weights like I was. I'm trying to do 50-50. I'll do roughly about 45 minutes of weights when I go to the gym, and then I'll do around 40-45 minutes of like some sort of cardio. At the moment in the gym, the main cardio I'm typically doing is the cross trainer mixed with sometimes the exercise bike. And that is the very simple setup of what I'm doing now. Some of you may have expected some crazy mad routine, but in honesty, when you're trying to find your feet, that's not the best thing to do. When you're trying to get back into the gym, it's better to take the gradual approach. If you try and do 0 to 100, you are definitely, well, not definitely, but you're more likely to fail, because you're trying to compete with the previous version of yourself. And the one thing I will say, which is a slight jab at the steroid users, or not a jab, but a reality check for those of you that are natural. If you're someone that spent years investing in your body and training naturally, the muscles and the gains that are there, they are not gone for good. They will come back fairly quick. They may be covered with a little bit of water weight or a little bit of body fat, but trust me, they're still there. Like even though I'm not as lean as I typically am, when I'm training, when I get a decent pump, I can still see the muscles lying beneath. But as of right now, I'm just happy being in the gym and consistently going and eating better, because I feel it. I feel stronger, I feel fitter, and little by little, I'm going to slowly get better. As it stands right now, I've gone from being able to do like 25 pull-ups to roughly around 8, maybe 9 with a struggle. I want to get that number by at least by January back over at least 12, 15 in one go of proper pull-ups. And then I'll feel more confident once I've mastered at least my body weight again to transition into doing my typical maybe push-pull legs routine, or the bare minimum, a upper body, lower body routine. But anyways, people, this wasn't meant to be a long video. I just thought it'd be interesting to kind of share where I'm at right now. And also, for those who've been through this struggle, like the struggle of having kids and trying to stay fit, please comment down some things down below, because trust me, it may help me, or it very well helps someone else that's reading it in the comments, because we all have different strategies and tips that could probably help somebody out there. And I've also got a video coming out soon talking about the benefits of definitely being fitter and stronger as a parent, or in general an adult, especially if you have a girlfriend, because you know what I mean, you don't want to be that weak. But anyways, people, be sure to check out these videos here, because YouTube says you're gonna love them, or click the link down below if you really want to get into coaching, if you need some help.